they move into it. During the rain season, they move into places like this. And after the rain season, they come out to pick one or two grasses. And they don't like, most at times, let me say, anything oily in the water they take.
What breeding goats generally is you try and buy the type of the goats in your locality. For example, now, let me give you an example. If you go to Sokoto or to Niger or to Kano and buy their goats, they will not do that. Because the weather here is different with their weather. So you'll be spending a lot of money in medication.
Goats are no doubt hardy animals, but they are also hydrophobic by nature. As such, their skin is sensitive to rainfall. Exposure to rainfall makes them susceptible to various kinds of diseases. Apart from this, what other kind of disease is peculiar to goats, and what can farmers or potential farmers do to control it?
There are numerous diseases that are peculiar to goats. Ranging one, we have to start with the ecto and endo parasite, which the endo is the worms that are in the gastrointestinal tract. We generally call them helminthiasis. So we also have a means of managing them by deworming. So we advise the farmer to please lay emphasis of deworming. And we have various drugs we use in this deworming aspect. We have ectoparasite. Ectoparasite comprises of ticks, lice, and mites. So these are diseases that do affect the external organ, and it also causes loss of weight because some of these ectoparasites are blood suckers. So they end up feeding in this animal. So we have also a method of taking care of them by infestation. Infestation means either by dipping or spraying or sometimes by biting. We usually constitute the drugs and then we bat the animal. In fact, it's one of the problems that do normally cause a lot of diseases like trypanosomiasis that do affect the goat. It's due normally transmitted by ticks. They also suffer for foot rot, especially goat. When you look at it, it has no season, either in the dry season or in the rainy season. The animal will be limping. Also, it has a corrosive odor. So these are the signs of this. So it's also taken care of by using antibiotic. The environment that the animals are kept, they're unhygienic. And that is where they have this problem of this foot rot. The hygienic aspect, we expect an animal house to be where you can sit in an animal house within you with the animal, and you yourself, you can even read newspaper without causing you harm. But sincerely, if you cannot read a newspaper in where your animal are kept, the hygiene aspect is poor. The polythene material also causes a lot of problem to the farmer. This animal will be picking out the polythene material, those that contain sugar, salt, groundnut oil, palm oil, because these are mineral source to the animal. So once it goes into the rumen, it can't digest. It causes a problem like emaciation, severe diarrhea. Improper disposal of refuse is one of the problems. So this refuse, this leather polythene material need to be disposed properly.
With a focus on high-yielding breeds to enable farmers maximize profit, the introduction of exotic breeds such as Boer and Kalahari into Nigeria is a step in the right direction. These exotic breeds can weigh up to 110 kg, but it comes with a high price tag compared to our local breeds. With this good profit margin, has there been any attempt to crossbreed the exotic breeds with the Nigerian breeds, just like it was done with the cattle? The National Animal Production Research Institute of Nigeria, NAPRI, Shika, Zaria, is saddled with a list of mandates, one of which is the genetic and reproductive improvements of livestock species.
Generally, attempts have been made to crossbreed the indigenous breeds of small ruminant with exotic breeds. I will start by saying that in the 70s, the Palmer sheep was crossbred with West African dwarf. Saanen goats too were crossbred with West African dwarf goats to get various types of crossbreds. But the problem we had with them was that the survivability was a problem. And over the years, the crossbreds, they died. Okay, and the Institute now felt that there was a need to start looking inward. A conference was held on small lunar production in 1985. And then one of the main outcomes of that conference is that we should look inward and select our own indigenous breeds and crossbreed those that have high performance, so that we start from there instead of crossbreeding with exotic breeds. And breeds like Yankasa sheep and Lesotho goats were chosen for genetic improvement. Okay, and the thrust then was for goats, Lesotho goat, multiple births, growth rate, and then milk production. And we have been doing so. But we are hearing that some people have imported Boa goats, breeds of goat, and even Kalahari and what have you. We don't know really if there is any government policy supporting that. I don't think there is. So people are just importing these breeds on their own, and there's no regulation. We are waiting for federal government to direct us on what to do. If they want a reversal of our decision 1985, that we should look inward and make do with our local breeds, fine. So we are ready to crossbreed with Boa and Kalahari goats, so that we can work with their crossbreds and we advise farmers better on the way forward.
Considering the health benefits of goat's milk to man, has NAPRI produced any goat dairy production system that is not only suitable for large-scale producers, but also for small-scale producers?
The issue about goat milk has been on in the Institute since 1990. We have been promoting it and making advocacy on it, that goat milk is good, is therapeutic, that people should consume it. Here in the Institute, we're even producing and we're selling to customers. 2014, we went further by pasteurizing our goat milk and selling to customers and for them to consume, just like the way you consume yogurt. You know, you buy it and take like that. So we were pasteurizing them, and it was the quality was very good. One, they digest so easily. People that are prone to lactose intolerance in consuming cow milk, when you take goat milk, that is less. Okay, then it has good profile of amino acids that relieves people of stress. Okay, it's good for ulcer patients. All this we have tested, and it's very nice. We are breeding our animals right now. In the next 6 to 7 months, when they kid, it's an area we are going to go into, produce our milk again, pasteurize, and sell to our customers.
Looking at the enormous potentials of commercial goat rearing, one will not be wrong to say that when properly harnessed in different parts of the country, it can play an important role in the nation's bid to be self-sufficient in agriculture for improved food security and self-employment.
Dub, dub, da, dub, da, dub, da, dub, dub. Yes.
My name is Jane, and I'm 18, and this is where I hang out with my friends. We are deeply concerned about the problems facing Nigeria.
Welcome to Nigeria, a fascinating country. Take a trip through one of the most beautiful places on earth. A journey of discovery. A unique opportunity to get in touch with unspoiled nature. Enjoy your time in a place that offers something for everyone. A land of beautiful contrasts. An experience you won't forget. Fascinating Nigeria.
We are Nigerians. We are one people. God made us united in our diversity. We have one history. We have one destiny. We are Nigerians. Let's rise and build. We have a vision with hope of what can be. Our dreams are lofty, our future great. Yes, we can do what's right and walk in love's just ways. We are Nigerians. Let's rise and build. We are Nigerians. We are one people. God made us united
Hello and a warm welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Ifoma Ojinta. But first, the highlights. Japan introduces peace and stability in Africa as TICAD 7 opens. Vice President Oshibajo presides over the first economic management team meeting. Federal High Court in Abuja denies hearing of Showere's application over detention. And on the news in details. In response to the rising tensions, conflicts and other acts of criminality, as well as their impacts on Africa's development aspirations, Japan has introduced a new approach to peace and stability on the continent called NAFSA. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who announced this at the opening of the 7th Tokyo International Conference on African Development in Yokohama, said the new idea is aimed at fostering Africa's prosperity. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that President Muhammadu Buhari is leading Nigeria's delegation to the conference.
With the theme, Advancing Africa's Development Through People, Technology and Innovation, the conference focuses, amongst others, on how Africa has been changed in the last 23 years, how TICAD has contributed to such changes, and what are the challenges on the way forward. Chief convener of the conference and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said the new deal for peace and stability in Africa, NAFSA, is aimed at ensuring that Japan's multi-billion-dollar investment for the future of Africa, especially in the development of infrastructure, is not in any way jeopardized by conflicts. NAFSA, he said, will work in cooperation with the African Union and the regional economic communities to not only support conflicts prevention and mediation efforts, but also assist in making judicial administration and legislative systems stable and secure.
TICAD, which over the years has without fail seen for Africa only a bright future, was not mistaken. As a conference believing in the power of Africa, it has been utterly correct. The TICAD philosophy of ownership and partnership, and of valuing each human being individually, will not waver even the slightest as it continues to guide the path of Africa and Japan. We are in an era in which the challenges Africa faces will be resolved through ST&I, science, technology, and innovation. And so I will say it again, the Japanese government, new TICAD, will do its utmost to support Japanese enterprises that are betting on the future of Africa. We will do whatever it takes to assist the advancement of Japanese companies into Africa.
Other speakers at the opening session, including the United Nations Secretary General and the Chairman of the African Union, applauded the highly beneficial partnership between Africa and Japan, describing it as worthwhile and critical for sustainable future of the continent.
Partnership with Africa is a real chance to achieve joint gains and also a very profitable investment on different levels: economy, security and development. Africa remained open to the whole world.
Technology and innovation are central to unleashing Africa's vast potential and realizing our shared vision of leaving no one behind. I look forward to productive discussions over the next days that will culminate in a common understanding of the priorities for common and coherent action to promote peace and sustainable development across Africa.
President Muhammadu Buhari, accompanied by the governors of Borno, Kwara and Lagos states, is to address the Tokyo International Conference on African Development on Thursday at plenary. From Yokohama, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, worried over the closure of the Nigeria-Benin border by the federal government and its consequences on his country's economy, President Patrice Talon of Benin Republic has visited President Muhammadu Buhari to seek for understanding and possible intervention. The crucial engagement took place on the sidelines of the Tokyo International Conference on African Development in Yokohama, Japan. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo again reports that the Nigerian leader also met President Ramaphosa over the killings of Nigerians in South Africa.
For President Patrice Talon of the Republic of Benin, it is a matter of urgency to meet President Muhammadu Buhari for the second time in 3 months. The recent closure of the Nigeria-Benin border by the federal government to put a stop to smuggling activities is causing great difficulties for his country's economy. During the high-level meeting, which lasted about 1 hour behind closed doors, the two leaders discussed reasons for the action by the Nigerian government and the way forward, as explained by Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyama.
Mr. President is extremely concerned that now that Nigeria, through our agricultural policies, has become self-sufficient in rice production, that this is now threatened, and a lot of Nigerians are now going back to the farm and finding that it's profitable to work, in the rural areas and on farming, and that this is an existential threat to the country to allow this smuggling to persist at that scale. And he said that the amount of money that we are now saving from no longer having to use our scarce foreign currency and reserves to buy foreign rice. So that the measures are really taken to enable the security forces to develop a strategy and to know exactly how the smugglers operate, where they operate from. And this was a limited closure. The president of Benin, really expressed the greatest concern about the border closure, talked about the very severe impact on the country.
So what did our president tell you?
Yes, so our president said that he's going to go back and he's taken note of the suffering of Benin and the people of Benin, and that he would look at reopening the border in the not too distant future, and then he would call a meeting of himself, President of Benin, and the President of Niger, and to now really decide on the measures, strict measures that they would now have to take to really curtail the level of smuggling.
In the meantime, President Cyril Ramaphosa of the Republic of South Africa also came calling at President Buhari's lodge in Yokohama. It was a one-on-one engagement between the two leaders that lasted more than 30 minutes, but reasons were not made public. NTA News could not, however, allow the South African leader to depart without a word on his mission.
Oh, no, we had a good visit, good discussions. Relations between South Africa and Nigeria are very good, and the president and I get on very well. So it was also good to have this opportunity here in Japan to renew the bonds between us and to talk about common things between South Africa and Nigeria. And we know that we have to play a very key role in the further development of the continent. And that's what we are prepared to do as Nigeria and South Africa.
We understand President Buhari is visiting South Africa in October. But before then, what are you doing about the continuous killing of Nigerians in your country?
Well, no, we are going to be discussing all that, and because we have such good relations, we talk about these things, and the issue of Nigerians who are dying in South Africa. We feel very sad about that. And obviously our criminal justice system is working on it. We want to to stop all killings. Nobody should ever be killed, even if there's a dispute amongst people.
From Yokohama, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And back home, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is presiding over the first economic management team meeting of President Muhammadu Buhari's second term, themed Next Level Agenda, Budget Issues. In attendance are Ministers of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, Industry, Trade and Investment, Richard Adebayo, Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, Budget and National Planning State, Clement Ike, and the Minister of Petroleum State, Temipre Silva. Also in the meeting are the CBN Governor, NNPC GMD, FIRS Chairman, DG Budget, DG DMO, DG NBS, and Special Advisor on Economic Matters. Among others, State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports that the meeting opens with a review of the 2019 budget implementation. And to judicial matters, a federal high court in Abuja, presided over by Justice Nkonye Maha, has declined hearing on the application challenging the continuous detention of Omoleye Sowore by the Department of the Security Service. She ruled that hearing the application will amount to her reviewing the order given by the Court of Equal Jurisdiction. Austin Anyebe reports.
The application was filed by the defendant, Omoleye Sowore, challenging his continuous detention by the DSS as it is a violation of his fundamental human rights. But when the case was mentioned, counsel to the defendant, Femi Falana, SAN, attempted moving the application but was refused by the judge, who said allowing the application will undermine the earlier order given by Justice Taiwo of the same Federal High Court. She ruled that since Justice Taiwo has ordered his detention for 45 days for further investigation as requested by the DSS, it is not competent to overrule a decision of his court with cognate powers, hence referred them back to Justice Taiwo as he is also a vacation judge. Counsel to Omoleye Sowore, Femi Falana, who maintains that Order 26 Rule 9 of the Federal High Court Civil Rule gives the judge the power to hear the matter, reacts to the ruling.
We're going to meet with our client today in order to take a decision on the matter. But in the interim, we are back to the Honorable Justice Taiwo as per the ruling of the court.
Counsel to the State Security declined comment. Meanwhile, the case between the Attorney General of the Federation versus Islamic Movement of Nigeria, where the movement is challenging its prescription order, is fixed for 11th of September 2019 to enable parties find necessary processes. From the Federal High Court, Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NT News.
Now, the Buhari Media Organization, BMO, has described the spike in criminal activities among youths as a result of erosion of family values and the frantic quest to get rich quick among the younger generations of Nigerians. BMO made this comment in its reaction to America's Federal Bureau of Investigation's indictment of 77 Nigerians for various offenses bordering on cybercrime. In a statement signed by its chairman, Niyi Akinsiju, and secretary, Cassidy Madueke, BMO noted that it is regrettable that over the years, some misguided Nigerians have deviated from the lofty ideals and values for which our people are known. BMO also reminded Nigerians that most of the individuals mentioned in the FBI list had become naturalized United States citizens and have imbibed Western values. Their actions cannot therefore be used to describe the average Nigerian, as majority of Nigerians are good and law-abiding people. You're watching the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja. Stay tuned for more reports after the break.
Hey, you! And are you how they talk to? I sabi you now. It's in day your mind, Abi. The person with them go help us. Babatoro Sanshangalo, Ogalekuva, Mr. Sabi. And you know if we carry last for this one.
A spear into the top corner.
We Sabi say Peking go crawl before in waka. So don't look, no help anybody. No dolly, no. So go for him. Go for football. Go for all Syria and La Liga matches live. Go for Go TV Max.
NTA International. Thanks for staying tuned. The All Progressives Congress has released lists of successful aspirants that will participate in the governorship primaries in Kogi and Bayelsa states. Salihu Abdullahi has the details.
The National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress, after its deliberation on the reports of the screening and appeal committees for the party's Kogi and Bayelsa governorship aspirants, has concluded to adopt indirect primary for Kogi State and direct primaries for Bayelsa State to elect candidates ahead of the November 16 governorship polls in the two states. In a statement by the APC National Publicity Secretary, Lanre Isaonilu, the party has relied on its guidelines and the provisions of the Electoral Act and cleared 9 aspirants out of the 16 of them that have obtained nomination and expression of interest forms to participate in the August 29th governorship primary in Kogi State. Those cleared after a comprehensive review of the screening and appeal committees by the National Working Committee are the incumbent governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, Hadiza Iyoma Ibrahim, Yahaya Odidi Audu, Sani Lulu Abdullahi, Engineer Abubakar Bashir, Engineer Dallami Umar Muhammad, Yakubu Muhammad, Hassan Abdullahi, and Ekele Aishat Blessing, while Professor Muhammad Saidu Onailo, former Chief of Naval Staff Admiral Osman Oibe Jibril, 2 children of late Prince Abubakar Audu, Mustafa Mona Audu, Muhammad Abubakar Onuku Audu, Rukayat Ibrahim, General Patrick Adeno Akpa, and Babatunde Ayokunle Irukera made the list of 7 aspirants that were not cleared. In a similar statement, the party says it has upheld the report of the screening and appeal committees for the Bayelsa governorship aspirants ahead of its primary scheduled to hold on Saturday, 31st August 2019. Out of the 7 governorship aspirants, only one of them, Dr. Briai Frankland, was not cleared to participate in the party's governorship primary, while the remaining 6, including Aganaba Priye Stephen, Senator Henekin Lukobiri, Prince Ebitimi Christopher Angbare, Disei Nsirim Puea, Leon David, and Professor Maureen Etebo, were cleared. The screening and appeal committee's report states that those aspirants who are not cleared are guilty of various offenses against the party's rules and Electoral Act. However, some concerned youths from Kogi State at the APC National Secretariat wants the party's leadership to reconsider one of the aspirants, Babatunde Irukera, for the governorship primary elections in Kogi State. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi.
Rachel Shaibu is standing by with news from the financial sector.
Good to have you join us here. In line with the federal government's resolve to pay all former workers of the former Nigerian Airways their benefits, the Presidential Initiative on Continuous Audit in the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning has started a week-long mop-up verification exercise. The exercise is aimed at capturing ex-workers of the defunct airways who were not audited during the previous exercise. The latest verification exercise, holding simultaneously in Lagos and Kano, is to ensure that all eligible beneficiaries are audited and paid their entitlements. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission says a total of 2.7 million investors have been enrolled under the Electronic Dividend Mandate Management System. Acting Director General SEC Mary Uduk, who affirmed this, noted that the Commission recorded a total of 3.4 billion regularized accounts of investors who previously managed multiple accounts. In the meantime, the Central Bank of Nigeria is scheduled to roll over maturing bills worth 208 billion naira through the primary market auction across the 91, 182 and 364-day tenors. The CBN is also expected to mop up excess liquidity through open market operation auctions this week. The stock market wraps up business news. I am Rachel Shaibu.
And now sports. Sports Minister Sunday Dari assures on upgrading facilities across the country. Ayodeji Makinde has details on our sports updates.
Youth and Sports Development Minister Sunday Dare says there will be more focus on grassroots sports talent discovery and youth empowerment nationwide. The minister disclosed this during an inspection visit of Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna while assuring on government's determination to improve on deteriorating sports facilities in the country.
The ministry is working on a business model that will be enticing to the private investors that want to partner with the Ministry for Sports Development.
Nigeria's men's senior basketball team, the Tigers, have arrived the city of Wuhan, China, where they will be playing their Group B matches at the FIBA Men's World Cup. The Alex Nwora-coached team will face Russia on Saturday before meeting Argentina and South Korea. Meanwhile, Nigerians are optimistic of better outing for the Tigers in China.
They have what it takes to actually go all the way in the World Cup, but we're not losing hope on the Tigers. We know that they would go there and make us proud.
In tennis, 18-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal powered through to the second round of the US Open after an emphatic 6-3, 6-2, 6-2 defeat of Australian John Millman on Wednesday. In the women's category, Russian Anna Kalinskaya defeated 11th seed and 2017 champion Sloane Stephens of the USA in straight sets 6-3, 6-4 to reach the second round. With sports update, Ayodeji, Makinde NTA News.
And that concludes the news on NTA International at this time. There'll be more news on the network service of the NTA at 9. Do join us then. Thanks for watching.
Supports developing countries as an executing agency of Japan's official development assistance, and one of the world's largest bilateral aid agencies supporting socio-economic development in developing partner countries. Since the establishment of the JICA Nigeria office in 1977, JICA commits to realizing a better life for the Nigerian people through the promotion of high-quality and inclusive economic and social development of the country.
JICA and the federal government of Nigeria, through the TCN, to install the capacitor bank here. And the essence of that is to further improve the voltage level so that the customers being served from this substation will have a stable and quality power supply at their own end.
Collaboration of FCT Water Board and JICA has helped us enormously in terms of capacity building. We are able during the project to run 3 pilot schemes at Jabi, Garki and Gudu, so that the practical way of identifying the physical and commercial loss are being trained.
Abuja Environmental Protection Board, in conjunction with JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, rolled out this project to improve the capacity of the management of FCT facilities on solid waste management. Observe that a whole lot of depression is done on the soil, so after like a week or two, the whole place submerged. So with the coming of the JICA, we tried to address that. We created the rainy season tipping platform. So presently, if the trucks come, they do all their maneuvering on the platform, tip on the tipping area, on the tipping platform, then the bulldozer push it from the tipping area to the cell formation area.
A very exciting opportunity that was championed and sponsored by JICA. Where NADDC here, together with staff of the ministry, went on a 4-country tour in the ASEAN region. to understand how the automotive sector in each one of those countries started. And what we hope to do is take from those learnings and adopt them and even make our own policies stronger for the success of that sector here.
Right now we're in Karishi in the Amak Area Council, disseminating the training organized by Jan in collaboration with JICA, training the parboilers in this area on the improved parboiling technology of rice. The traditional method takes them almost 10 days, but with this improved technology, within 3 days, the whole operation is completed.
Zan je nemo iri wanda ba ingantacce ba zuwa shika wurin da ya kamata zan samu bahu 10 sai in samu ko 5 ko 6, amma yanzu da na samu ilimin na samu ingantaccen iri zan samu kamar 30 ko 20 maimakon in samu 10 ko 5.
Working on these dangerous viruses is not an easy thing. You need a specialized lab, specialized infrastructure, and specialized skills. So JICA is helping us set up this lab in Nigeria. It really strengthens not only Nigerians' capacity to protect its own citizens, but really strengthens global health security across the whole world.
The African Business Education Initiative for Youth, ABE. The ABE initiative offers opportunities for eligible African youth to study master's courses in Japanese universities and to experience internship at Japanese enterprises in order to develop effective skills for the development of industries in Africa.
Personally, I had the opportunity to attend international conferences out of Japan, and which was actually funded by JICA. I also learned about the Japanese business culture.
Originating in 1954, the Knowledge Co-Creation Program, KCCP, is Japan's oldest bilateral technical cooperation scheme, with training courses carried out in Japan that provide participants with an opportunity to assimilate not only knowledge, skills and technology, but also culture and history of Japan.
I was in Japan for 4 weeks. Yeah, when we got there, we were hoping to learn highfalutin stuff. You know, things are extraordinary. But at the training, we were meant to understand that the basics actually matter.
JICA is constantly re-evaluating its operations to meet Nigeria's various challenges, and that millions of Nigerians have an opportunity to a better quality of life and those of their children. JICA, leading the world with trust.